And we're back. Now, Sports Federation is brought to you by Western Cape Provincial Sports Confederation, as well as Bashoes, our proud sponsor. And you can find all the interviews we've had on the show over the years on our Facebook page, Sports Federation TV. In studio with me right now from the world of Cuesport, the amazing world of Cuesport, we have Michael Alexander. Welcome, Michael. Thank you for joining us.
It's always a pleasure to be back.
Yes, this is not your first time here, and Cuesport always has amazing news. For the viewers at home, give us a breakdown of the world of Cuesport and how it's structured.
Well, Cuesport in South Africa is structured mainly via pool and snooker. And there's also Chinese 8-ball that is one of the newest codes that has also joined us as well also. So what has happened is that there's been a merger between the snooker bodies and the pool bodies to form one structure, which is the South African Cuesports. And obviously with that you always have teething problems, new people getting to know each other, new people learning more of the structures as well also. So yes, it hasn't always been easy. We do have certain problems in certain areas in terms of building relationships, but that is how any sport gets built on. It's just building relationships, building stronger relationships.
So prior to this merger, under the umbrella of the South African Confederation of Cuesports, each sport was, or each code we commonly referred to as pool or snooker, was operating independently.
Yes, they were all operating independently, and then we had instructions from SASCOC that we must merge as one structure, as a Cuesport structure. And like I say, it's been a lot of teething problems, but Western Cape has actually been one of the leading lights that has actually built those relationships stronger. You know, I mean, we had you had to look in different areas. We had Cuesport bodies, we've got pool bodies, we've got snooker bodies that needed to merge into one structure. People had to learn the new technologies as well also. We had to learn how snooker operates. The pool players and snooker had to learn how the pool structures operate. So yes, it's been a learning experience from everyone. It's learning experience for the administrators. Yes, sometimes you don't agree on things because this is the way that you've operated in snooker, this is the way that you operated in pool. But we had to come to one platform where we're saying, we are Cuesports, and this is the way that we're now going to operate forward.
But with all those hurdles you mentioned, there's also the room to learn from each other, learn what makes those codes unique and how another code can adopt those ways of doing things. Hey.
Yes, no, and I mean, if I look at, we hosted the South African Snooker Championships, the ladies' championships. We took lady pool players that didn't know the rule sets, and we changed them into proper cuers, where they had to go and play snooker. They had to learn the rules, they had to learn the disciplines, and they all became stronger and better cuers for that.
Now tell us about some of the highlights from that ladies' snooker championship.
Well, we had awesome highlights. I mean, yes, we had seasoned players like Joy Willenberg that won the SA Classic. She also was in the final as well. But I think the biggest highlight story should come from that was that one of our players that for the first time who actually went and play snooker actually did one of the highest breaks.
Olivia Lina.
I mean, that for me was amazing, and that for me was the biggest transformation, and just shows that is the actual success story.
And how did the women respond to being introduced to this new and arguably a more difficult Cuesport than the one that they're more accustomed to, being pool?
Look, it was a big change for them, so that's why I was available all the time in terms of motivation and monitoring their progress as well, also giving them a bit of heads up and just seeing that all their heads are all the time lifted as well also. And it's just so amazing just to watch their transformation.
Michael, you're on the board for Western Cape Cuesport. What is your role?
I'm the tournament coordinator, so I will see to that all the provincial tournaments, all the tournament structures are there. So I'll assign where all the championships are going for the venues. I'll see that all the registrations in for all the tournaments, so that when we deliver a product, that our product is a professional product.
And it can't be easy, especially with 9-ball, Chinese 8-ball, snooker, pool. Have I missed anything else? I think there's also American 8-ball as well.
Yes,
that's on the cards.
that's on the cards. It's like, for example, yes, 9-ball we launched successfully. I mean,
Yes,
it was our
and
first.
the juniors was also held for 9-ball,
9-ball.
in June month, I believe.
Yes, and it was our first time doing a 9-ball essays. So yes, we had to coordinate all of that. We had to have referees trained in the different 9-ball because there's 3 disciplines. There was American 8-ball, there was 9-ball, there was 10-ball. We had to have referees trained in that. We had to have our tournament coordinators trained as national tournament coordinators as well. So there was a lot of running around trying to get everything done. Then on the snooker side, we now had to change them from the 9-ball and teach them how to run snooker events, and then also have an update on the rule sets as well, also of snooker and the disciplines of snooker.
Okay. Now, obviously, it can't be easy because in most federations, you have a very small group of volunteers who are willing to sacrifice their time and their personal resources in order to volunteer at these events. I'm sure your players are very grateful for the effort that these people put in.
Yes, and look, the thing is that we always try to ensure that our players are informed of all the changes that is happening, and I always firmly believe that if you have proper communication, so we do set up, especially with the administrators of the various leagues, we set up these small little communication groups that we ensure that communication is going out, because once you have the flow of communication going out, your job then becomes easier. So that, you know, anybody's human, they all like going to social media. So, and sometimes social media is a good point and sometimes social media is a bad point, but we need to actually listen to what the players are saying, because after all, we were developed by players, to be for the players and created by the players.
Okay. Now, we're used to hearing how well Western Cape does on every circuit nationally, and also the Western Cape players perform phenomenally at world events as well, specifically in the discipline of pool. Recently, you've had the Western Cape players represent at a national snooker tournament as well in the men's category.
Yes, in the middle we had the interprovincials. Western Cape dominated again. They won the interprovincials, they won the pairs, and they won the singles as well also. So, and it's just a common fact amongst all the sporting codes, Western Cape dominates.
Okay.
But we cannot always just rest on our laurels. We need to make into account that our opposition are also working hard to lift the standards and compete effectively.
And it is a constantly evolving game as well. Hey, the bar must be raised with every championship, with every tournament. Now, some of the winners from the men's tournament included Fahmi Jassim, Faris Khan, and Adil Martin. Which clubs do they come from?
They mainly come from, I think it's from the Narren Snooker Club, that is based out in Lansdowne. So they're predominantly from there. We also have some of them from a Goodwood Snooker Club as well also. And then also one of our, from our Eden side, they also performed very well at the interprovincials as well also.
Oh, from Eden as well.
From Eden as well.
That's
also
fantastic. Michael, where can you say, so you've mentioned Narrens and Goodwood. Narrens is in Athlone and Goodwood Snooker Club as well. Those are the two main hubs for for amateur and professional snooker activity.
Yes. Yeah.
All right. What's the vision for Western Cape Cuesport in the next couple of months?
In the next couple of months, like I said, it's the understanding that players, look, this will be the first time that our players are really representing as proper Cuesport structures. Our snooker players have, before they used to represent as particularly like Eden, they used to present as Cape Winelands, they used to present as Western Province. Now that has all changed. Now they're all represented as Western Cape and only Western Cape.
Right. So they'll also be, well, in the running for all the benefits that comes with being affiliated to the official structure.
That is correct.
All right. And I believe Western Cape is in preparation now for provincial tournaments where the provincial squad will be chosen.
Yes, we just successfully hosted the Under-23 Championships. We'll be hosting now the under-18 championships and the ladies championships in the month of September. In October, we'll be hosting the seniors championships, which is the over 40s. November, we'll be hosting the men's championships. Also in October, we're hosting the masters championships as well. And then what's exciting is we'll be hosting our first Chinese 8-ball provincial championship as well also.
Tell us about Chinese 8-ball. It's a relatively new sport. I've had a couple of guests on the show to promote the sport. How are the Western Cape QS responding to it?
Well, it's been a bit of hard work at first, because obviously it's the change of mindset as well also, because the first belief is two games are totally different. But a lot of players have now seen the benefits. The more you play Chinese 8-ball, it actually helps develop your other cue sport as well also.
And the more you play snooker, the better you are at everything else.
Better you are. Like they say, snooker is the Formula One of the codes.
Yes.
Yeah,
to put it in perspective, though, for our viewers, snooker is the largest table currently that one can play a Cuesport on, and then you have the other sizes of tables. So talk us through that.
So you have the snooker, which is played with 15 reds and various color balls, which is basically a point system. Then you have 9-ball, which is played on the 9-foot table. You've got 10-ball as well, and you've got American 8-ball as well. You have Chinese 8-ball as well. Chinese 8-ball is a hybrid between pool and snooker. So you have like the 9-ball size balls, but it's played on with a board that has snooker pockets. So you've got to be fairly accurate as well also. And then the most commonly one is the pool, which is the black ball pool.
What's your hopes then for the trials, the upcoming trials, and the quality of the teams that it's going to produce?
Well, this year all the trial, because of the restructure and because of the growth of the numbers in Western Cape. I mean, a couple of years ago we were like only 300 members. We were like over 800 plus members, and we're growing faster and faster. And because of that, not everybody can qualify for provincial championships. So we had to restructure everything where it starts at your league level. So at your league level, we wanted the leagues to increase the base of people that qualifies for provincial championships. So they could invite as much of their players to their local qualifiers, and from there they'd be allocated slots in there from their district. And then from the district, we then qualify to go to the final provincial championships.
Right.
So it's just a matter of where you're sitting with about 150 players compared to 60, 70 players, which 60, 70 players much more manageable. But because it's now smaller, it becomes so much more tougher, and the bar is raised even higher.
Okay, well, and likely that system as well is going to produce the ones who are consistently good.
That is good, and that is what our aim is.
Right.
So yes, it's a different system. It's a system that we ran in 2005, which we haven't run since then. So we had to bring the system back. So it's a different mindset for players as well also. The bar has been raised, and we constantly have to raise the bar.
All right. Now, with you've mentioned restructuring, you mentioned the upcoming trials for Western Cape. Where are some of the venues located all over in the different regions in the Western Cape? Because your new season will start early next year for possible players that are watching.
Well, we've got the Mitchell's Plain Cuesport Academy, which is located at Colorado in Mitchell's Plain. We've got the Athlone Cuesport Academy, which is located at Narren Snooker Club. We've got the Alsis River Cuesport, which is located at Canterbury. We've got the Northern Cuesport, which is located in Parow. We've also got Goodwood Snooker Club as well also. In Boland, we've got Cape Winelands Cuesports. So they are located at Valley Pool Academy over there. And then we've got Eden as well also, that has also come online. And then we do have a venue out in Atlantis as well also. So we're hoping Atlantis will actually grow much further as well also.
And I believe Vaden Billiards is also the new venue in the Milnerton area.
Which is the Milnerton area.
Right.
So they're like a bridging gap for Atlantis as well also. And a lot of the Atlantis players have been coming out to Vaden Billiards because Vaden Billiards offers 9 ball as well. They offer Chinese 8 ball, and they offer pool as well also. So it's much more multi-purpose.
Okay. Now, with all of these offerings around the Western Cape and in all the districts in the Western Cape, most of the districts in the Western Cape, actually, you've said that your numbers have been growing phenomenally.
Yes, it's been, I mean, on our junior level, it's grown as much. We've now got about 160 juniors in itself. I mean, a couple of years ago, we were sitting for like 20 juniors. So, I mean, we've had, and that's been like hard work in the local communities by all the leagues that has been working hard to generate the junior, because they are basically our future of tomorrow, and we need to invest properly in them.
Now, with these numbers, with these impressive numbers in the Western Cape and definitely growing, as well as the number of QS all around the country, how would a corporate benefit from supporting a sport like this?
Oh, it would benefit immensely, and that is part of the problems in your minority sports, is that yes, we're dependent on funding, so we do try to tap into various sorts of funding with the City of Cape Town, with the Department of Sports and Culture. But once we can get more corporates involved, even it's just in your local communities, that would mean so much. It's the difference between a player playing for his dream and a player not playing for his dream.
Okay, excellent. Thank you, Michael, for joining us. We wish the Western Cape QS all the best in their upcoming trials, and may they continue to dominate at the national events as well.
Thank you very much.
All right. And that's it for today, folks. Remember, you can catch our show every Friday night at 9 p.m. on channel 263 DSTV, repeated Saturdays at 8 a.m. Whatever sport you're playing this weekend, lekker speel. And if you haven't found a sport that you like yet, we hope you find a sport just perfect for you through the show. Have a wonderful Heritage Weekend from all of us at Sport Federation TV.